Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all so much for coming in today. We're really excited. We are Team Ready Play. This is Mary, Kristen, I'm Pang, Tessa, and Vang. So, in today's environment, parents are operating in a very disjointed ecosystem, especially when it comes to managing their children's activities, which includes camps and daycare and etc. And the problem only compounds, especially when summer rolls around. And this is really, really hard because now parents are navigating to multiple platforms with poor usability. So as you see on the screen here, this is just 3 examples, but there's like hundreds of these, okay? And it's really, really hard to navigate into these systems and try to figure out what is going to be affordable and within your time frame and within your cost range and et cetera.
Not only is this a really frustrating experience, it's really stressful. Last spring, the Star Tribune talked to several families across the Twin Cities and found that signing their kids up for summer activities was almost as stressful as tax season. Part of what's compounding that is that more often than not, families have dual working parents. So when it comes to summer break, they have to find a place that's fun, convenient, cost-effective, and safe for their child to go to each and every day. And it doesn't necessarily mean sending them to the same place all summer. So it takes a lot of research, planning, and scheduling.
That's where Ready Play comes in. We are a hub for busy parents to use to search through multiple providers for daycare, activities, and camps. Today we're going to demo the features that we have of search, filter by location, date, age, and type, and explain our data model.
And today Tessa's going to play the role of the mom who's trying to schedule her daughter's summer activities. So this is the landing page of Ready Play. She's going to enter her location, the zip code, the day, the start day that she wants to schedule that, as well as the end date, and then the age of her daughter. And she has 3 different options for activity type, but she's going to try looking at camps for right now. So you can see the different options available, and each result shows the name of the provider, the name of the camp, the start date, the cost, as well as the location, and just a little description available that just describes what the camp will entail. And we can also look at the daycare, and also the results for those as well as activities.
If we had more time, we'd love to provide more options for our parents to be able to sort through the results that come up by the date, by cost, as well as filters to pick which categories they're looking for, amenities that each program provides, cost minimum and maximums, and which providers they're most interested in working with. We also want parents to be able to learn more about each program and have all the details, and one day be able to register through our hub.
To implement this, we went ahead and we paired a React.js front-end application with an Elasticsearch backend. Using Elasticsearch, we were able to mock out data, but repeatedly implement and reload that data at will in an automated fashion. When we went through and created that data model, we went ahead and we grabbed real instances of data. So our data model is ready to go, and paired with some web scraping techniques, we could easily start automating the ingestion process of this information.
So the primary use case we shared today was planning for your summer, but you could use this functionality for activities, sports, all throughout the school year. And both Mary and Tessa talked about what's next. So obviously this becomes a really powerful tool the more data and activities you have loaded. So if that's partnering with some of the providers, but also just scraping that data from sites to get that going. Creating more tools such as the ability to view on a calendar or by distance and maps, or just share your plans with your friends who also have kids who would want to participate. And then as mentioned, we'd love to create a registration process and start building up a really robust set of customer data so that we can learn and continue to build great offerings for them.
All right, and that's 5 minutes. Perfect. Thank you so much. And then we have 3 minutes for judges.
I have 3 children, and my husband and I both work full time, and there is nothing more cognitively taxing than summer planning. Like, who needs to be where? And then the camps have different registration dates, and they sell out. Like, I lose my hair in like mid-May. I'm just like done. I switched to alcohol. So I think I feel like there's a lot of opportunity here, but I am curious, how would you, for small community centers like Minneapolis Parks and Rec, what would it be that, how would you compel them to not just share? I mean, I think you could scrape for data, but how would you know that that classes are sold out and things like that? Because you have to log in. Typically, these are these homegrown systems. Right. You log in to some proprietary system that only works for like 6 classes. They sell out, all that kind of stuff. So how would you scale this with all the choices?
I'll speak, maybe you can speak to the technology portion, but I think it's kind of the power in the users, because part of it is that you could drive people who don't even know about their offerings to them if they're willing to provide that information more broadly. Anything from a technology side?
I think the other aspect of that is once you get enough user base on here, the smaller community centers will stop wanting to run their own systems. And hopefully with the registration system paired on this, they could just convert over.
Have you thought about adding a community aspect to this? Because I know, being a parent and dealing with summer camps, it's like, oh, the summer camp sells out within an hour, and so I have to be up at 6 a.m. Have you thought about maybe adding a community aspect so people can be like, oh, you have to register by this time, or maybe doing a partnership to find out those sort of things?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, when we were talking about this project, we were talking about like, hey, can we set up like a queue where, we set up a function where if you want to sign up for this, like you start filling out your information right now, and then when it logs in, it kicks right away. We're thinking about alerts, and so these are all like future iterations that we've been thinking about.
We've also thought about like having parents be able to review the programs so they can let each other know, like, this is a worthwhile program. The educators are great. They work great with kids. I think there's so many directions that this could go and build and just be so helpful for parents. It's just doesn't exist right now, and I need it, and all of us need it.
All right, are we all done with questions? Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.